All right, Jatavian Sanders finally off the board, as it was a real question when he was going to be drafted. I had him at, he made my top 50 prospects board, so I really liked him as a player and was surprised to see him fall this far, and really liked the idea by the Panthers to go up and get him. Or I guess stay where they're at and get him. And hey, everyone talks about, oh man, they didn't have their first overall pick. Well, obviously that stinks, but you do still get the first pick in each extra, round. And so, with the first pick in the fourth round, being able to get another weapon for Bryce Young, which is really what they need to do, right? I mean, they added Deontay Johnson. They've now drafted, this is their third weapon they got. They drafted Xavier Legette, the wide receiver, and also they drafted Jonathan Brooks, running back, now getting a tight end here, who, I think Tommy Tremble maybe hasn't fully done what they were hoping he would do when they drafted him. They do have Ian Thomas as well. It's not like it's a complete black hole, but they could use a starter. And honestly, this is a player who I think most people thought could be like a day one starter for Carolina. I kind of see why he fell a little bit in the draft, just because, like, is there the super high upside is maybe the concern, but still, it's very weird for a guy, projected to go at 61, getting him here at pick 101 feels like a bit of a steal, so I think it's a really strong move by Carolina to go out and add someone like this. So, yeah, we can get into the film and talk about what exactly it is I really like about him as a player, but just wanted to say first off that, I think it's a really smart move by Carolina, addressing, the skill positions and just giving options for, giving weapons for Bryce Young. So hopefully you don't have what happened last year where he didn't have anyone to throw to. But yeah, let's just get into the film. Let's start off with this play. So you see where he is on the field. Not really going too crazy with, putting on the screen what's happening, because it's a pretty simple play. It's a tight end screen where he's going to start off blocking, but very quickly kind of let the edge rusher he's blocking go past, as he's then going to, point of this play is to get the ball in his hand. Watch how that's exactly what Texas does. It's exactly what Sanders does. Gets the ball in his hands. Okay, here we go. So, okay, I think right off the bat, the fact that he was willing to, the fact that they're willing to design plays to get the ball in his hands is a little bit optimistic, but still, other than that, what's going to happen on this play? Well, watch his the explosiveness he has at the tight end position to gain a good amount of yards on this play. He is someone who definitely is dangerous with the ball in his hands, and just in general, feels like he'll be a really good receiving option for, the team that drafts him. I think that that's a really, a lot of really good stuff for him. For example, this play, it's going to be a zone coverage play. So, okay, already kind of an important thing of can tight ends win in these situations? And you see the route that he's going to run, trying to get underneath the corner who is towards the bottom of the screen. Okay, well, let's see what happens. This play begins. You see Sanders right off the bat, I think, doing a good job. This is something I talk about a lot when I make my videos on receivers or tight ends, which is how good of a job do you do at the beginning portion of the route, not giving away what you're running? Because you see the corner, the defensive back that he's going up against, he has his hips turned towards the top of the screen right here. So because his hips are turned towards the top of the screen, Sanders, who's going to cut towards the bottom of the screen, is in a good situation. This isn't a bad play by the defensive back. It's just a good play by Sanders to make sure that you're not giving away what you're doing. So then when Sanders does cut underneath, there is a window, and he's able to make the catch while there definitely was someone at least breathing on him, able to still make the grab. So these types of plays are really what you like about Sanders. Again, when you watch his tape next to Brock Bowers' tape, there's no denying Brock Bowers has more of the flashy highlights. But still, Sanders feels like the kind of guy who his play style is going to work at the NFL level. And he has his highlights as well. Something like this, for example, so it's going to be, it's kind of a fake where they're starting off as though it's just going to be a wide receiver screen, but that's not what's happening. Sanders will then run that route right there. That's how this play is designed to work. Okay, they're trying to fool the, Alabama defense a little bit. And when this play begins, it's working. I mean, well executed by Texas, a good play call, and now Sanders is open. But that's not why I'm showing the play, because that's, so far, yeah, good job, but kind of a good play call more than anything. This isn't going to be a great throw. It's not going to be a perfect throw, but watch how Sanders can react to it. As you see, he does a really good job of finding a way to still make the grab. They pick up that first down. So again, the pass catching aspect of the tight end stuff, there's really not a lot of notes I have there. I think he does a really good job, of it. Now you might wonder, well, okay, but how good of a job does he do at the other stuff? For example, this play, how much of a blocker is he? Because that still matters. I mean, sure, if you're Travis Kelce, you don't have to block much, but for most tight ends, blocking matters, and there are plays when Travis Kelce has to block too, right? So let's see what happens on this one. So one-on-one block. And right when it begins, you see how he gets the hand placement exactly where he wants to be. I mean, sometimes he blocks like a tackle out there, really, the way he can get the hand placement really quickly to where he wants to be. It's going to be a run towards that side of the field, though. So he really has to make sure he finishes off this block. And he is going to do exactly that. Again, really good stuff here by Sanders to be able to consistently pull these types of things off. It is the kind of thing where I do wonder if he would be getting more hype if there wasn't like a really hyped up tight end prospect this year. Like had Sanders, come out in a different draft class. Do people talk about him more? I don't know, maybe. But I really do think he is one of those guys that just checks off every box. Like also something like this, so it's going to be man coverage, and you see that, you have two receivers are running deeper routes. Sanders' route is the one going, more towards the bottom of the screen. Just a way to kind of try and get him the ball, as it's 4th down and short. They have to get to the 10-yard line, so they're trusting him here. And again, watch how he, cuts really well, again, for a tight end, is able to really smoothly run this route. Quarterback takes advantage of the window, is able to hit Sanders. Sanders picks up a key first down there. So good job by Sanders. Good job by the quarterback. And again, it's for him, I don't know if it's the highlights that you see with some other players, and maybe even players I don't like as much, you could say have some flashier highlights for Sanders. But what I like about Sanders is just how many boxes he checks, as I mentioned, and how consistently he just gets positive plays, which is sometimes hard to show off on a film study of if he does a good play 10 times in a row, I'm not going to show you 10 times in a row the good play. I'll show it to you once, but he deserves more credit than someone else who might only do it 1 out of 10 times, right? So, that's how I feel about Sanders. I think he's a very good player. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Ja'Tavion Sanders? Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. I appreciate that. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button or just click on the channel itself. I will be covering every little detail about this draft. So, if there's anything you're interested in, I'm sure I have a video about it. Make sure you check that out. Also, if you like movies, make sure you check out my movie channel. The link is in the description for that. Have a lot of fun stuff on there, some movie reviews, some tier lists, stuff like that. And also, if you want to just hear more of my general thoughts, follow me on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it. Link is in the description for that as well. And once again, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it.